Good evening and welcome to the Virtual College Exploration for all North and South Carolina students, sponsored by the Carolinas Association of Collegiate Registrars and Admission Officers, or CACRAO, and StriveScan. We thank you for taking time to join us this evening for this session. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can utilize the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to the presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions happening through the CACRAO StriveScan partnership, and we encourage you to check the full listing at cacrao.org. Lastly, the presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week after its conclusion. Now, I'd like to transfer over to our panelists so they can begin their session.
Okay, well, good evening, everyone. I hope you are doing well. I want to thank you all for tuning in with us tonight. We are glad to have you. My name is Shay Godwin, and I am one of the admissions counselors here at Coastal Carolina University. I also have my colleague with me as well. His name is King Brown. He'll be really helping with the chat feature and all that, so he's kind of going to be more behind the scenes with us tonight, but please feel free to ask any questions, and we will be happy to answer any of those questions for you. Before we get started, just want to share a little bit about my story and how I came to Coastal Carolina. So I'm actually a local. I was born and raised in the Myrtle Beach area. I graduated from Socastee High School in 2008, so go Braves. Right after I graduated from high school, I went to Horry Georgetown Technical College, and then I transferred over to Coastal after I completed my first 2 years. And so that's actually what I do now. I currently work with transfer students. So I work with transfer students with the last names F to O, but I also work with our second degree, non-degree, our readmit students, and as well as our veteran students. And so not only did I graduate from Coastal, I also met my wife here as well. So I graduated in 2012 with my bachelor's degree in history, and my wife graduated from here in 2013 with her bachelor's in graphic design. So one thing I always love to tell people is that not only did I get a great education, I also got a great spouse here as well. And so let's go ahead and get started, and let's talk about Coastal Carolina University. So Coastal Carolina University, we're actually a very young institution. We started back in 1954, and we became a public university around the early 90s, so about 1993. But even though we're a very young institution, we have been given many awards. Now, I won't be able to cover all of the awards that we have been given, but here are some of the ones that we love to highlight here. So we were named number 6 in the South among all schools in the best value category. So one thing that I really love about our institution is that not only do we try to give you a great quality education, we try to give it to you at a great affordable cost as well. And for 11 consecutive years, we have been on America's Best College Buys list. And so right down at the bottom, you will actually see a quote from our current president, Dr. DeCenso. He says that we are dedicated to providing our students an academic experience of the highest quality at a reasonable cost, and strides we have taken to achieve this goal are starting to take hold and attract national attention. And so one little fun fact about our university is that we are actually the #1 fastest growing university in South Carolina. So we were also really excited to be given that as well. Here's some other awards that we have been given, and I'm not going to highlight each of these here, but I'll just highlight just a few of them. We were named number 15 in the best undergraduate teaching, as well as number 19 in the top public schools. And of course, with me being a military counselor, this one I was really excited about. We were named in the top 27 schools that provide best services for our veteran students. And so that was something that I was really proud of as well. So we are a military-friendly school. We have been named a military-friendly school for the 8th year by GI Jobs, and so we were really thrilled and excited about that. And so if you are a military student, or if you're coming from a military background, like you're a military dependent, I just want you to know that we do have a military and a veteran services office here on the campus. It's going to be in our student union building. Basically, they are going to be there to help and assist you with you using your military benefits. So if you're using benefits like the GI Bill, the post 9/11, or the yellow ribbon, they're there to really help you to maximize those military benefits. And so if you're coming from a military background, we of course want to say thank you for your service. So this just tells you a little bit about our campus. So we are a medium public size school. I will say that it really feels like it's a big campus. So when you come to the campus here, if you have the opportunity to come and see our beautiful campus, it's going to feel a lot larger when you're walking around, but very quickly it's going to become like your second home here. So to tell you a little bit about my family, so my family is from a very small town from Lake City, South Carolina. There is no lake there, by the way, which is interesting itself. But one of the things that I was looking for was that I was looking for a university that kind of had that small town feel. So as far as our location, we are actually located in Conway, South Carolina. We're about 9 miles away from Myrtle Beach. So one thing I love to tell our students is that Coastal Carolina has that kind of best of both worlds feel. And what I mean by that is if you're one of those students who likes that small town atmosphere, you're definitely going to get that here in our university. So we're actually just a few minutes away from the historical downtown area of Conway. So there's some nice shops there, some great restaurants, a river walk. My wife and I, we love to take our kids to go and walk around that area. It's just a really beautiful place. And then of course, we're only 9 miles away from the Myrtle Beach area as well. So lots of great job opportunities and the beach and all that great stuff. So a lot of great fun things to do around here. So altogether, we have about 10,000 students here on the campus. So again, we're a medium public size school, and we have 5 academic colleges on the campus, which I will go over in just a few minutes. And we have over 90 programs of study. And so, of course, for this presentation, I won't be able to cover all of the different programs that we have here on the campus. But I will say, though, if you are looking and wondering what kinds of programs that we have here, please go to our website to coastal.edu, and you'll see where it says academic programs. It'll show you all the undergraduate and the graduate programs. So we have anywhere from bachelor's degrees to master's degrees and even doctoral degrees here as well. So one little story I always like to tell students about my experience. So one of my biggest fears before I came to Coastal Carolina was going inside the big classroom. And so one of my fears was that I was going to only be a student ID to my professor. And so one of the first classes that I took here was a history course. It was a History 100 level course. And it was actually with one of my favorite professors, and her name is Dr. Barnes. And she actually is still here today. She is the department chair for the history department. And so I took her class, and it was a pretty good sized class. But, you know, I was one of those students who didn't really, you know, interact with the professor all that much. I basically was one of those. I went to class, I did what I needed to do, didn't really go to the office or anything like that, to her office hours or anything like that. So I pretty much was just kind of more behind the scenes. And so by the end of the semester, I ended up doing very well in the class. But by the next semester, it was either 1 or 2 semesters after that, that was when I signed up with her for another class. And so I remember I was sitting up in the front row, and she actually walked in, and without even looking at her roster, she remembered my name, she remembered my major, and my student ID. And so really from that point on, it really just stood out to me, and I took all the courses that I could with her. And so she actually became one of my favorite professors here on the campus. And so one thing I love to tell our students is that we believe in giving you a personal education experience. And so our student to faculty ratio is 16:1, and what that means is that for every 16 students, we have 1 faculty member. And so one of the things that we strive to do on the campus is we try to put you in small classroom sizes. So just to kind of give you an idea about how many students are going to be in your classes, it's going to be around maybe 23 to 25 students. And then once you start diving into your major classes in your program, that's actually where it will get even smaller. So there were classes where I had 15 students and some even less than that. So it just really all depends. And so that's one of the great things about the campus here, is that not only are you going to be building great relationships with your professors, you're also going to be building great relationships with your colleagues as well. In fact, just to kind of give you another personal example, one of my other favorite professors that I took here on the campus, we actually met pretty frequently. So one of the things that I did, I would ask for additional help. So I would go to her office. There were other times where we could meet at a Starbucks, where I could ask her some questions about like things that were dealing with the class, and like some like study tools and all that great stuff. So the professors here are really great and helpful for you to meet with them, and they will definitely help you. And so one nice thing that I always also tell our students is that you will be studying under experts here at Coastal Carolina. So about 79 to 80% of our faculty, they have gone all the furthest they can go in their education, which is the PhD, the doctoral degree. So you will be studying under experts in their field. But now, going over to the academic side, I'm going to highlight the 5 academic colleges that we have here on the campus. And so the first one I'm going to look at, or first one I'm going to share with you, is the Wall College of Business Administration. So if you look at the bottom right hand of the screen, you will see our accreditation. It is AACSB accredited. And basically what that means is that this puts us up in the top 5% of international business programs. So just kind of to give you some idea of what programs we offer, we have marketing, we have management, hospitality, resort tourism, and management. We have a PGA golf program as well. In fact, we are one of 18 schools in the United States that has a program like that. And so not only do we have a PGA program, we also have a golf course here on the campus as well. And that's run by our PGA students as well. Now for our incoming freshman students, we do have something called the Degree in 3 program. And basically what that means is that you can graduate with your bachelor's degree in 3 years. But also for our incoming freshmen, we also have something called the More in 4 program. And basically what that means is that you can graduate with your bachelor's in 3 years, but then with 1 additional year, you can graduate with your master's in business administration. So we not only have a master's in business administration, but we also have a master in accountancy as well. Now, one thing that's really unique about all of our different colleges is that we try to provide unique experiences for our students. And what I mean by that is that we try to give you an experience that you would not get inside the classroom. So to kind of give you an example of this, in this particular college, we took a number of our business students and we actually flew them out to Nebraska for them to attend a business conference. And while they were there, they got to meet with Warren Buffett. And for those who don't know who that is, he's only one of the richest men in the world. So that's one of those unique experiences that I'm talking about. And so a lot of our colleges provide those kind of experiences here at Coastal Carolina. The next one I'll talk about is the Spadoni College of Education. So that is for our future teachers. So Coastal Carolina, we are actually, we are located in Horry County. And one great thing about the county district here is that 75 to 80% of the teachers in this area are graduates from Coastal Carolina University. And so one great thing about that is that we have a great working relationship with Horry County schools. And so for our students, they are actually able to go inside the classroom and teach students upon their first semester here. So some of the programs that we have early childhood, we have elementary education, physical education, middle education. For students who want to teach at the high school level, basically what you would do is you would major in the subject that you would want to teach in. So like if you wanted to teach history or English, you would major in that subject, and then you'll do 1 additional year in our Master of Arts in Teaching program. Now, the other thing I want to highlight about this particular college is that it is NCATE accredited, and basically what that means is that when you graduate from this college, you will be eligible to be licensed in all 50 states, including our U.S. territories. And so we offer anywhere from bachelor's degrees to all the way up to the PhD degree. And so we have now just launched not too long ago our PhD in education. The next one is the Edwards College of Humanities and Fine Arts. So this is actually my personal favorite college on the campus. And this is actually where I graduated from and where my wife graduated from. So this particular college actually houses the most majors here on the campus. And so you have some of those like traditional humanities programs. So you have like history, English, you have philosophy, communication. That's probably the most popular program in this particular college. But there are other programs that have gotten a lot of popularity as well. So like, for example, we have digital culture and design. So if you're one of those students who like to work with social media, that would be a great program there for you. One program that's gotten a lot of popularity recently and a lot of attention is our intelligence and national security program. So I will go ahead and tell you this program is not going to train you to be the next James Bond or anything like that. But basically what it is, it's for students who want to go into the like FBI, the CIA, those kinds of things there. So it's really into like data collecting and interpreting that data and all that great stuff there. Another great program is our anthropology and geography program as well. And so one of the other reasons why I love this particular college is that this is really the place where you go for the culture, the fine arts. So this was one of my favorite places to go when I had some downtime, where I could go and listen to students practicing some musical pieces or going to see some dramas, some plays and skits. I also got to see some of my wife's artwork on display as well too. So this is a really neat place. So if you're not in the College of Humanities, definitely go and check it out sometime when you have some free time here on campus. The next one I'm going to talk about is the Gupta College of Science. So the number one program that we have here at Coastal Carolina University is our marine science program. One thing I will highlight about the marine science program is that we have a bachelor's, a master's, and a PhD degree. And one thing that we were really excited about is that Coastal Carolina not too long ago just celebrated their first graduate from the PhD program. For our marine science students, Coastal Carolina was given a small little island called Wade's Island. So this provides opportunities for our students to go out to collect research, to get that field experience, that hands-on experience there also. And it's not too far from our campus. It's about 40 minutes away from our campus. But we also have other programs that are a part of this college. So not only do we have marine science, we have biology, biochemistry, psychology, recreation and sports management. We also have biochemistry, engineering science, so all kinds of great programs in this particular college. Now, one thing that's also really nice about this college on the campus is, so this is our largest college here on the campus, but they've done a lot of renovating, a lot of extra additional spaces have been added, so some new classrooms and new labs, and so the new building here is just absolutely beautiful. It's gorgeous here on the campus. And last but not least, I'll talk about the HTC Honors College and the Center for Interdisciplinary Studies. So if you're one of those students that you're not sure what you want to major in, that's perfectly okay. You're not the only one. We have many students who come to Coastal Carolina and really have no idea what they want to major in. So one great thing about this particular college is that this is where our undeclared students will go. You'll work very closely with your academic advisor, and you'll also work with the Career Services Department, where basically they will do career assessments, they'll do personality tests and all that, and they'll basically be there to help and assist you in figuring out what it is you want to do once you graduate. And so this particular college is actually my second favorite here on the campus, and the reason is because this particular college was designed for students who really have a very specific career goal in mind. And so we may not offer that the major you're looking for in the traditional sense, but this particular college will allow you to kind of build and create your own curriculum here on the campus. And so with that being said, to give you an example, some years ago we had a student who really loved marine science and photography, and he was able to combine those two areas of interest. And so he graduated with a bachelor's in interdisciplinary studies with a focus in oceanography. And so he started working for some science textbook companies, taking pictures for them, and his work became so popular that it even appeared on National Geographic. Some of my colleagues in the admissions office wanted to do something in higher education and student affairs, and they were able to do that in this particular college. So a lot of really cool, great, unique opportunities. So not only is this the Interdisciplinary Studies College, but this is also the Honors College here as well. So if you are interested in being part of the Honors Program, so just make sure that you check off the box in the application that you are interested in this particular college. This is by invitation only. So if you qualify for this particular college, you will get a letter from Coastal inviting you to be part of this program. I will tell you there are a lot of nice little rewards that you get to be a part of this program. Number one, you get to have priority registration. Basically what that means is that you can register for your classes before other students. You'll get special attention from your professors. You'll get to be housed with other students who are part of the honors program, so if you're living here on campus. The other great thing is that when you graduate from this college, we will put that on your degree that you were an honors student. And so it looks really good not only if you want to go on to grad school, but it also looks really good in your resume when you graduate from Coastal Carolina. All right, so we're now going to move away from the academic side. One important thing that we love to talk to our students about is we love to talk about the student life here. So we have a lot of clubs and a lot of organizations here on the campus. So you can see there on the screen, we have over 120 student organizations. So we have things like Greek Life, Club Sports, Faith-Based Organization, Student Government Association. One of my personal favorites is that, so we have a beautiful campus here. If you're one of those students who just loves laying out a hammock on a beautiful day, we have a hammock club here at Coastal Carolina. Any of you Harry Potter fans that you may be out there, we have a Quidditch team here on the campus as well. So the first week of every single semester, we will have all of our clubs and organizations out on Prince Lawn, which is really the heart of our campus. So they will be out there recruiting students and telling you about their clubs and organization. Now, maybe you're wondering, thinking like, you know, what if Coastal doesn't have a club that I'm looking for? Not a problem at all whatsoever. You can get a group of students and a faculty member to be your sponsor sponsor and mentor, and you can actually start your own club here on the campus. So that's another great thing. It's really easy to get involved here in the campus, and that's something we highly encourage our students to do while they're here on campus. Of course, I'm going to talk about our athletics. So Coastal Carolina, we are NCAA Division I. We have 19 sports programs that are part of the NCAA Division I. We are also part of the Sun Belt Conference as well, too, which is one of the top 10 conferences in the nation. We are one of 3 schools in South Carolina where we are bowl eligible. One thing we love to share and highlight is that our baseball team, we won the National World Series back in 2016. Another little fun fact about Coastal is that not only did our baseball team win the National World Series, they also had the highest GPAs as well, and so we're very proud about that also. So if you're one of those students, you're interested in playing a sport for Coastal, but maybe not at this level, we do have some other options. So we have club sports, we have intramural sports, so if you're interested in playing against other schools and students and traveling for Coastal, you would want to try out for our club sports. But if you're one of those students that says, you know, I just want to have fun, I just want to have a good time and play against some other students here on the campus, you would want to do our intramural sports. So a lot of great opportunities on the campus. Another great thing is that all of our home games are free for our students. You just need to have your student ID card, your CINO card, which is just a little fun thing, a fun way of saying Coastal is #1. So if you have your CINO card, you get to go to our home games for free. So go out and support your future or your Chanticleers. This is a great way for you to meet other students, but also to meet some faculty and staff member. We have a lot of pride here on the campus. All right, so now I'm going to move over to the admissions piece. And so one thing we love to do here at Coastal, we love to call ourselves Teal Nation, and you can see why we like to do that. So you can see where all of our students are coming from. And so to kind of give you an idea of where our students are coming from, about 49% of our students are in-state residents, 49% are out-of-state residents, and then we have 2% that are international students. And so one great thing about our admissions office is that we are rolling admissions, which means we review applications all throughout the year. By the end of this year alone, we're going to have reviewed over 15,000 applications. And so what I'm going to do in this next part of the presentation is I'm going to talk a little bit about what we're going to be looking for when reviewing your application for you to get accepted to Coastal. All right. So the first one I'm going to talk about is for our first-time freshman students. So this is for students who have not taken any college classes after they graduated from high school, okay? Now at the bottom of the screen, you'll see this is where the mid-range is, so about 50% of our students will land. We look at the GPA, the SAT, and the ACT score. So on average, our freshman students will have anywhere from a 3.2 to a 4.0 GPA, a 19 to 24 ACT, and a 1020 to an 1150 SAT. We don't really have a preference for the ACT or the SAT. One thing we do encourage our students to do is we do encourage you to take the test more than once. I can tell you that I'm not a great test taker myself, so I think I took the SAT like 2 or 3 times. But the great thing about our admissions office is that we do super score that information. And what that means is that we are going to take the higher of the test scores in order to help your application out there, okay? Now, the next thing I do want to highlight here as well, too, is that it is possible for you to be test optional, which is something that is new here for Coastal Carolina University. So in order for you to apply for the test optional, you just need to have a 3.5 GPA. You need to be in a rigorous college prep program, and this will basically, if you qualify, you will not have to submit your SAT or your ACT score. So this is one nice little new thing here that we are doing here this year for these new applications. And so if you have any specific questions about being test optional, please feel free to reach out to us, reach out to your admissions counselor, and we'll be happy to give you some more information. Now, one thing we do tell our students who want to apply for test optional, we do encourage you to submit letters of recommendation and also an essay as well too. All right. Now, when looking at our freshman applications, basically what we're going to be looking for, and typically what we want to see, is we want to see at least 20 core requirements. So this will include your English, which will have 4 units, math, which includes Algebra 1, Geometry, Algebra 2, and a higher level math class, your science courses, your foreign language, it has to be the same language. So for example, your Spanish 1, your Spanish 2, or your French 1, French 2, your social science, fine arts, PE, GED or ROTC, and then your academic electives. Now, this is for our South Carolina students. We do understand and know that not every high school has these requirements. So one thing we do tell our students is that we do encourage you for you to talk to your guidance counselor and to have them to send their school profile, because we understand that not every high school is going to require 4 units of English or 4 units of math for you to graduate. So one thing that really does help our admissions office is for you to talk to your guidance counselor for them to send a school profile. That way it just gives us a little bit more information as to what your requirements are in order for you to graduate from your school. So again, like I said, we are rolling admissions. We review applications all throughout the year, but the priority date that we love to give to our freshman students is December 1st. And the reason why we give you that priority date is for our merit award consideration. I will talk a little bit more about that in just a few minutes, but there are 2 ways to apply to Coastal Carolina. You can go to our website to coastal.edu/apply. That'll take you right to the application page, or you can actually apply through the Common App as well too, and that's actually something new for this year as well. So either one of those 2 ways will be fine. And so once we have all of your required documents, we can review your file and give you a decision in the mail in 2 to 3 weeks. And so that's one great thing about rolling admissions, is the fact that we get you a decision very quickly when we make a decision on your application. So next thing I want to talk about is our transfer students. So again, that's who I was. I was a transfer student. Typically what we look for is we want you to have at least an overall GPA of a 2.0 or higher. On average, our transfer students will usually have around a 2.8 to a 2.9 GPA, but we only require for you to have at least an overall GPA of a 2.0 or higher, and you have to be in good academic standing. Now, our transfer students like to have at least 24 transferable credits, and the reason is because that actually saves a step in the application process. So if you have 24 or more transferable college credits, you are not required to send your high school information. So you don't have to send your final high school transcript, your SAT or ACT score or anything like that. We are just going to want your college information. So if you're under the 24 transferable credits, that's perfectly fine. You'll just need to send that high school information there as well. So for our transfer students, the priority date for the fall semester is June 1st. And again, the reason is for our merit awards. So we do offer merit award scholarships for our transfer students. For this way to apply to Coastal Carolina, we unfortunately only have one way for you to apply, and that's on our website. So you just need to go to coastal.edu/apply. And then once we have all of your required documents, we can get you a decision in the mail in 2 to 3 weeks. And so again, we move very quickly to give you that decision. So one thing we like to do here at Coastal is we like to be upfront. We like to give you all the information. So this shows you the cost of what it means to come to our university. Now, of course, some of those numbers, I'm sure some of you are probably scared and wondering how you can afford to come to our university. I can tell you this here, about 86% of our students do receive financial aid with us. And there actually are some ways for you to bring the cost down here at Coastal. So for the housing and the meal plan, that actually includes our most expensive options, okay? So again, there's other options that will actually save you a little bit of money. I can tell you from my experience, I graduated with no debt. I had many friends who graduated with no debt or very little amount of debt. And so it's very well possible here at Coastal. So please make sure you talk to our financial aid office. They can talk about some of the different scholarships that you can apply for. So we have scholarships that you can apply for here, but we also take scholarships outside of our university as well. And so again, like I said here, is that 86% of our students do receive financial aid. So you just want to make sure you fill out the application. So go to FAFSA.gov. The application is open, and it's open on October 1st. So now the next thing I want to talk about is our merit award scholarships. So we offer merit awards for our freshman students and as well as our transfer students as well. So I'll start with the freshman side first. We offer anywhere from 15 to 60% off the tuition. And so we base this on a holistic approach. So we're going to look at your high school information. We'll look at your transcript, the type of classes that you took, SAT, ACT score, letters of recommendation, a writing sample, resume. All of these things are definitely things that we are going to be looking at when reviewing you for your merit award. Now, the great thing about our university is that you don't have to apply for a merit award. This is just something that we automatically do in our admissions office. So you won't see anywhere in the application that says, do you want to apply for a merit award or anything like that? You don't have to do that. We are going to automatically review you to see if you qualify for a merit award scholarship. So if you have specific questions about the merit award, please always contact us. We would definitely go over that information with you. We have merit merit award counselors in our office that can definitely give you some more information. And we offer merit awards for our transfer students as well. So for our transfer students, we offer anywhere from 15 to 25% off the tuition. All you need to do to qualify for our merit awards is you just need to have at least 30 transferable college credits, and you need to have an overall cumulative GPA of a 2.9 or higher. And again, this will qualify you anywhere from 15 to 25% off. And so one thing we do tell our students as well is that all of our merit awards are renewable every single year. You just have to meet the requirements. So you have to maintain your full-time student status, keep your GPA up to a 3.0 or higher, and complete 30 semester hours by the end of the academic year. And it will be renewed that following year there as well. All right, well, everyone, that is all the information that I have for you. I hope that answers some of your questions there. So please feel free to always reach out to us. I'll definitely be happy to answer those questions there for you. But of course, we have the chat open here as well. So if you have questions for me, or if you have questions for my colleague, King Brown, we can answer some of those questions there for you. So let's see what kind of programs that we have. Let's see, or some kind of questions that we have. Okay, so how's the food here? Okay, let's see. Okay. All right, so we did get one question here that I'll be happy to answer. It's talking about some of the food options that we have here. So just to kind of tell you, so we have many different options that you can choose from. One of my personal favorites of when I was here on the campus was our Hicks Dining Hall. So this is set up and designed like our basically like a buffet. So if you're a buffet person, I know I most certainly am. So just to kind of tell you a little bit about that, the Hicks Dining Hall, and I believe this is actually something that my colleague here as well. We have Sino Grill. That's another one that's pretty popular here on the campus. So that was probably where I went to the most often. I didn't really go over to Hicks all that much. But now working here, I actually go over there a lot more. Friday is one of my favorites because we have fried chicken Fridays. So we have, the food here is really great. There's Sino Grill. So if you like burgers, hot dogs, we also have, I think we have subs, sushi. The sushi here is great here on the campus. So that's another great thing that I would say. The food here is phenomenal. I don't think you would have any complaints whatsoever. Let's see. Okay. Are cars allowed on campus for the freshmen? Yes. So cars are allowed here on the campus for our freshman students. You would just need to pay for your parking decal. So you just go over to public safety and they'll give you that, they'll give you your decal. So you'll just make sure you want to get that when you come to the campus. They do ticket you and all that, but it doesn't matter if you're a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, anyone can have their car here on the campus. All right, let's see here. Okay. Let's see what other questions we have. All right. How much are the passes? Oh, okay, yeah, great question. So it's $75, and that's for the whole year. Now, that's actually a lot cheaper than most other places. I had a friend of mine who went to one school, and I think he probably had to pay, I think, like $200 for a parking pass. So for us, it's actually pretty cheap. So $75 is not bad at all. All you have to do is pay for your decal, and then you go over to public safety, and they'll give you your decal for that whole entire year. Okay, I'm currently taking, so you're taking, okay, so let's see, are there full ride scholarships? Let's take a look. Just Okay, so we got another question here that asked like, do we have full ride scholarships? So all the scholarships, so for the admissions office, we only handle the merit award scholarships. And so again, for freshman students, we offer anywhere from the 15 to the 60% off of the tuition. And then for the transfer students, we offer anywhere from the 15 to the 25% off of the tuition there as well. For other scholarships, that's going to be through our financial aid office. So you'll just want to go to our website, and I'll actually get the link for you. They have all of the like grants, loans, scholarships that you can apply for. And so not only do we have scholarships here at Coastal, we also will have those, we also take outside scholarships as well. So reach out to them. They can give you some really great resources to let you know what like scholarships are out there. You'll be amazed. So one of my colleagues had a scholarship where she got $500 a year for being left-handed. So that's a really, really cool thing. She also got another scholarship for carving a pumpkin, and I don't believe any other student applied for that. So I will just say, definitely do your work. I know when I was applying to different colleges, my mom made me apply to all kinds of different scholarships, and she found so many ones that students didn't even apply for. So definitely check out our financial aid page, and it has their contact information. So reach out to them, and they'll definitely answer those questions there for you. So let me see. Okay, I think I answered this question here. So again, okay, next. All right, I'm a junior high school student right now, career taking. What do you recommend? Okay, I think, all right, so I think that's all the questions there. Is there any other questions or anything like that? Any other questions? No? Okay. Well, if you do have other questions, again, please feel free to reach out to your, oh wait, hold on. Okay, gotcha. So I'll let my colleague get to that question there. So as far as like the, if any other questions or anything comes up, we are in our office pretty regularly. We are in our office Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 5. We also do other events as well too. So if you go to our website to coastal.edu, you actually can look up who your admissions counselor is. Every single day, Monday through Friday, we do have a chat feature, like a live chat feature. So if you want to reach out to us through that way, or if you want to reach out through like a phone call, email, or Zoom, we are basically here and available to answer any of your questions that will come up. So the chat feature we have on our website, if you go to meet your admissions counselor, we have that every single day, Monday through Friday. We do it from 9 to 12 and then from 2 to 5. So we have freshman counselors and transfer counselors that are there and who are going to answer your questions. You can always reach us through our phone line, and then our easiest email to reach us to. We have two admissions emails. We have admissions@coastal.edu. So if you have if you're not sure who your counselor is, you can always reach out that way. For transfer students, we also have a transfer email, which is our transfer@coastal.edu. But yeah, we are here and available. Our counselors here are always here to answer any other questions and all that great stuff. So let me see, do you have the, let me find out real quick. This one, I'm not sure. So let's see. Okay, so I think King, my colleague King, got to that question there also. All right. Any other questions or anything? Any other questions? No? Let's see. Okay. All right, so we have about 7 more minutes. So if any other questions or anything comes up, please feel free to put them there. We'll be happy to answer those questions there. Um, let me see, I'm trying to think. One thing I do like to also tell our students here, we have a very high percent of staff members who actually are graduates from Coastal Carolina. In fact, just to kind of give you an idea, about 75 to 80% of our staff in the admissions office alone are graduates from Coastal Carolina. So like I said, I graduated from Coastal in 2012. My colleague King, he's actually an alum at Coastal as well. He graduated with his bachelor's degree in communication. But yeah, many of our colleagues are graduates from this university, and that's one thing I will say I think really stands out to me about our university is the fact that we have so many people who were students here. And so one thing I will say is that we really love to provide great experience for our students. So not only are you going to get the great education, but you're going to get the great experience there as well. What options are there for living on campus? Okay, yeah, absolutely. So we have many different options that we have on the campus. One thing I will say is if you go to coastal.edu and look up university housing, that'll show you all of the different housing options that we do have. If you go back to, if you look back at our slide with the, when it looked at the different options and the different like pricing and all that, the university housing, that included our most expensive option, which is the newest housing that we have on the campus, which is our teal and tradition halls. Those are actually brand new. They were not here when I was a student, but we have other options that you can choose from as well. So for our transfer students, we have University Place, we have the Gardens. So University Place, those are really nice. It's about half a mile down from our campus, and they are actually built and designed to look like apartments. So one thing that's nice is that they are considered on-campus housing, but they feel like they're off campus. So that's where a lot of our transfer students will go, and that's where also our upperclassmen students will go as well. But the other options that we have for our freshman students, so we have the teal and the tradition halls. They're brand new housing options that we have here on the campus. Another one that we have the woods. That's another really popular option, and the reason why they're called the woods is because literally they look like they're in this woods section on the campus. So really nice little area. It feels like it's kind of like it's very private, very secluded. So that's another option that we have. And then we also have the Gardens. The Gardens is where our upperclassmen will go as well too. It's located here on the campus. One thing that's really nice is that the campus here is absolutely gorgeous. We have our main campus, so you can basically walk around all over the campus to your different classrooms and all that. So for me, I would park all the way on the one side of the campus and walk over to the Edwards building. I could get to my classroom within 5 to 10 minutes, walking at a very nice, good pace. But we also have shuttle services here on the campus also. So if you are one of those students who would like to have a lift to your class, we do have that option there also. And they go all over the campus. We also have an app that you can download on your phone. So if it's like a rainy day and you don't have an umbrella or something like that, and you want to know where the shuttle is and when it's going to come and get you and pick you up, it will update and let you know when the shuttle is right outside to come and pick you up. So those are some of the different options, but we also have a YouTube page. So if you want to kind of get an idea of what the different housing options look like, so if you're a visual person, I know I most certainly am, you can go to our university housing page and we have our YouTube video. You can just go to YouTube also and type in Coastal Carolina University housing, and it'll show you all the different options. They're really nice, absolutely beautiful, gorgeous. So the great thing about our housing application process is the university housing does a great job with pairing our students with their roommates. Some of my colleagues actually lived here on the campus. I myself did not live on the campus, but they basically developed great friendships, great working relationships. So when you fill out the housing application, one thing that you will do is you will give kind of like you'll do like a personality test. So it will actually like ask you a series of questions, and then you'll actually meet people who are very similar to your interests. And if you basically like one another, you can actually apply for you guys to both be roommates here on the campus. So we have a little joke here on the campus where it's called the eHarmony here at Coastal. It's a little joke that we have around here, but it's really neat. I mean, it's a cool little feature where you get to meet and chat with other students when you start doing the housing application. They haven't opened those just quite yet, but they should be opening those up pretty soon. So let's see. Me think King is going, but I'll type. Let's see. Let's see, I'm going to get this link right here. Let me get this right here. And here's the link right there. All right. Any other questions? We're approaching the last minute. Any other questions that may be out there? Any other questions? All right, well, if there are no more questions, just want to say again, thank you all for tuning in tonight. I hope you enjoyed that presentation. I hope all of you will just stay safe. The weekend's coming up, so I hope you have a great, wonderful, and restful weekend. But like I said, if any questions come up, we're here to help in any way possible. So always feel free to reach out to us, and we'll be happy to answer your questions. So again, my name is Shay. You can reach out to me, or you can also reach out to just directly to your admissions counselor. So please go to our website. And again, just thank you all again so much. I hope you have a wonderful night. Just please take care and stay safe. And I'll leave you all with a chance up. So thank you again.
Thank you for joining us this evening. We ask that when you close your window, you complete the quick 4-question survey that should appear. As usual, feel free to sign up for more sessions at CACRAO.org, and a recording of the session will be made available on the same website. Take care and have a wonderful night.